The national leadership of the All Progressives Congress is scheduled to hold its National Executive Committee NEC meeting on July 11. Prior to that, a meeting of the party's National Caucus will take place on July 10. These dates were approved by President Bola Tinubu, who recently returned to the country after visiting Paris and London. The meeting is expected to address a myriad of issues, especially on several allegations leveled against the APC National Chairman, Senator Abdullahi Adamu. Senator Adamu has been criticized by Salu Lukman, the National Vice Chairman of the party for the Northwest, for allegedly failing to convene regular meetings of important party bodies and running the ruling party in an authoritarian manner. This will be only the second NEC meeting convened by Adamu since taking office over a year ago. And elsewhere, President Bola Tinubu and the ruling APC are also working hard to get it right in respect to the leadership of the National Assembly and other appointed positions. These, among many other issues, will form tonight's conversation. And hello viewers, welcome to Daily Politics on Trust TV. On this program, we discuss issues around politics, policy and governance. I'm Hamza Idris. And on the program tonight, we'll be discussing with Chief Sami Kire. He is a former national chairman of the Progressive People's Alliance, PPA, and currently a member of the National Caucus of the APC. Welcome to the program, Chief.
Thank you.
We're happy having you in our studio.
Thank you very much.
Yes, we'll take a short break, and when we return, the conversation commences. Don't go away. Welcome back, Chief. Once again, welcome to our studio. Maybe we'll start with the big news of the day so far, because President Tinubu, met with service chiefs in the villa, and of course, he appointed them, and then a few hours later, he jetted out of the country. What are your expectations, apart from expectation of President Tinubu from the service chiefs?
Thank you very much. If you look at the way the new President Bola Tinubu, has carried on in the short period he's been in power.
Yeah,
you can
just a month.
Yeah, a month, just a month. You can notice a different kind of body language. His body language shows that he knows the way. He knows
the onions.
The onions, and knows what to do and at the time to do it. And if you look at his choice of the Chief of Army Staff, for instance,
okay,
this is somebody he knows very well, knows his capabilities, and even though you have the other service chiefs, you have the Chief of Defense Staff,
yes,
but you know that the Chief of Army Staff has more troops.
It's like the garrison commander, or garrison general.
Yeah, because I won't have to go to the other three. But if you look at it, you know that this man wants to be in charge himself. Not just because the Chief of Army Staff comes from the Southwest. He knows him personally.
Wow.
And then he has chosen him to lead. And he, the president, is not leading from the back.
Yes.
So he has studied, and again, President Tinubu is a man who has spent time studying. He's a man who is interested in showing a difference. I can say that he was hungry to be president.
Yeah.
He cannot.
And he nurtured the ambition for decades.
It's not as if somebody, we have had presidents who say, oh, I was railroaded into office. I didn't want to be. Tinubu wants to be president, and Tinubu has something to show.
And he said he shouldn't be pitied by anybody. He asked for the job.
He asked for the job.
Are you satisfied with the selection of all the service chiefs?
Oh, yes, for now.
You think it's clearly representation of Nigeria?
Oh, yes. He's not done. He's not done.
I mean about the service chiefs.
For service chiefs, Everybody
because
singing.
President Buhari was actually accused of concentrating all the offices.
That's
to
another kettle of fish, really. It was obvious. And now, the Southeast that was always shouting, nobody's saying he doesn't like the beginning of Tinubu. And I tell you, if there's another election tomorrow, Tinubu is going to win hands down. Because
now you're from the Southeast.
Yes, I am.
Sir, do you think without using lethal force, maybe insecurity, because they have been carried along now.
Yes.
Do you think this is a signal of peace in that region?
There's going to be peace.
All right.
There's going to be peace, no doubt, because I believe that Tinubu knows the onions. Tinubu knows what to do to diffuse the tension in the Southeast.
Yeah.
He's not a stranger. Tinubu's son, let me be personal now, is married to an Igbo girl. And Tinubu doesn't hate Igbos. I know. I'm not saying I believe. I know.
So you are in-laws?
Yes, that Tinubu has some good plan for his in-laws.
Okay.
Let us put it that way.
All right. Going forward, of course, you are a member of the National Caucus.
Yeah.
And you are going to meet on 10th ahead of the National Executive Committee. Caucus, what role does caucus members play, in party affairs?
The caucus is a bridge. And the National Convention is the parliament, is the be all and end all. After that, it becomes law. Because these members of the national, the NEC, they represent up to the grassroots level.
Wow, starting from governors.
Yes. So if in some parties, in fact, we started with having the NWC, which is the body that sees to the day-to-day
National Working Committee, just as you have SWC, that is State Working Committee.
So when they mute an idea, when there is something to add to our laws or a project to be carried out, they will bring it to the National Caucus.
Oh.
After the National Caucus, it goes to the NEC. So it is the National Caucus, or in the case of Board of Trustees, the National Caucus really, that will fine-tune it and agree with it. But the idea first comes from the National Working Committee.
Yes, because when you look at it critically, when APC took over in 2015, this BOT thing, Board of Trustees, wasn't really there.
But it was there.
But very lanky.
But then at a point too, it was decided that APC was now going to have an elders council. Because Board of Trustees is also an advisory board.
Yes.
Advisory board. So it has been changed to the elders council.
Okay.
So what we have strongly now is the caucus.
But do you foresee you and many other members of the caucus playing more vintage role in the Tinubu administration? Because obviously it is believed that you are not really strong, I don't know, sorry to use this word, during the Buhari administration.
Yeah, you see,
because of his understanding of handling party affairs.
Good. The luck, I tell people, the luck we have in Tinubu is that Tinubu has, it's not all that a systems man.
Okay.
Tinubu has been a member of opposition right from the Abacha days, the Babangida days, even while he was governor in Lagos. SDP, he was not part, even while he was governor in Lagos, he was not part of Obasanjo's kitchen cabinet.
At all.
He was always opposing some of the policies.
And he was really roundly punished for it.
And now, even some of us who are his friends, at a point, we say, let him go and practice, let him go and practicalize This is ideals.
Okay.
All right? So you find that our expectations is that Tinubu is going to do well. He's a man who has experience. He has something to point to.
Yeah.
Lagos is where something to point to.
As an example.
As an example.
Example of the ideal.
Of the ideal, of what he can do. All right? I even think that Tinubu should have come a little earlier. But that...
okay, maybe in 2015?
No, it should have come earlier. But 2015, my party still won.
Yes.
Don't put words into my mouth.
mean, I was thinking whether you prefer him to Buhari.
no, but Buhari has had his turn.
Okay.
If he didn't have his turn, even people like me, I would have been saying, oh God, where is Buhari to come and save us?
Oh my God.
But thank God he has had his share. Nobody will ask for Buhari again. We have seen his best. So what I'm saying, Tinubu, if Tinubu doesn't do well, I'm not like Bode. I won't go leave Nigeria really.
Okay, what will you do? Because I want to write it.
If Tinubu doesn't, if he doesn't do well,
yes,
I might step aside as a politician.
I hope you will not say you will commit suicide.
No, I will not commit suicide.
So
I will take a break.
Okay, you will take a break.
I will take a break.
Meaning you are changing what you said earlier, because you say you will step aside.
Is like
you want to be like Babangida there, because Babangida, when he was forced to...
But if Babangida is somebody to use as an example,
yes,
he stepped aside, and he's stepping aside. In the end, meant retiring.
But you know, he contested for the president, you know, at certain time after he stepped aside, and that was when we now gave. We got the true definition of stepping aside.
But
but for how many years will you give Tinubu this holiday? I mean, to perform that. If he didn't perform, you will now step aside. Is it after his first tenure or? No,
3 years into his first tenure. Wow. I will not wait for the 4th year.
So from year 3, we will see the other side of you.
Course.
You will keep defending him from now to...
I will be back here, if you permit me,
certainly,
after 100 days. If you don't see something that will show you that we're on the right track. After 100, he just done 30 days.
Is it that we should hold you to account if price of petrol did not come down in the next 100 days? Or price of gas did not come down?
Price of petrol doesn't really have to come down. That's not what APC is promising.
Okay.
What APC is promising,
yes, is
that hardship will soften.
Meaning that the purchasing power of Nigerians will increase.
Sure, if salaries are increased, if palliatives are provided. You see, this issue of petroleum subsidy is an issue. I remember listening to the former Vice President of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar.
Yes.
As far back as 2025 or 26.
Okay, 2005.
Yeah, 2005.
2005, 2006. Yes, that was during the
Obasanjo regime.
Yeah.
They had proposed removing the subsidy in a phased manner. That's what he said.
Yes.
What am I saying? What I'm saying is that there is no Nigerian politician who hasn't toyed with the idea of phasing out subsidy.
Yeah.
Even the international monetary institutions like the World Bank and IMF, they have been here. They have told Nigeria that if subsidy is not removed, there will be no noticeable growth.
But Chief, I'm honestly having some concern about the attitude of these international organizations, because of course they push Nigeria to remove it, but just last week they issued a statement that the removal has actually plunged more Nigerians into poverty.
Yeah, but I told you about phasing.
All right. Meaning that Tinubu really rushed.
No, the time for phasing has gone.
Okay.
If you had phased it in 2005.
Yeah, as you rightly said,
yes, that's 20 years during Obasanjo. By now, it would have been
Meaning they ought,
would have been history.
They ought to have fixed the infrastructure.
Yeah,
Maybe we have rail, we have good roads.
And
they revitalize the refineries and all that.
And things like that.
So it will have been easier for Buhari and Tinubu to remove it completely.
Remove it completely. But then, what the president thinks now is that if he gets into office and begins to negotiate, he will never get off the ground to do what he wants to do. I'm touched as a person by the
sudden action.
Sudden
because he said it, he confessed that it wasn't in his speech.
But I think Nigerians should give him
the benefit of doubt.
Benefit of doubt.
You think he will deliver?
He will deliver.
Nigeria has had you over the, you know, you spoke on camera, and we will hold you to account on that.
I believe
now, what will happen on 11th when NEC meets? What are some of the issues?
NEC will meet after the caucus.
Yes.
NEC is the final authority in APC. The caucus will review what has happened over the years, during the last 8 years. And don't forget that this, our party, the All Progressives Congress, it's a product of political struggle. When we formed APC, we were like people in the wilderness. It was a conglomeration of
strange
fellows and different political parties, patched up arrangement. But we were looking for one thing. We were looking for good governance. So you will not be right, really, if you say they were strange bedfellows. We had a purpose. If you didn't key into that purpose, you were not our member. And we wanted, and Buhari was our leader, seconded by the present president, Tinubu. And especially we who were followers of Tinubu then, even now, we believed Tinubu for giving us Buhari.
You believed in it?
Yes. I remember when my friend Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso was running for president. All right?
In 2015.
In 2015.
I mean 2014, ahead of the 2015 election,
yes. I went with him to beg Tinubu to support us. I supported Kwankwaso in 2015 to be president. And we came second, defeating the vice president, former vice president, in Lagos.
So you supported Kwankwaso that time?
If you saw Kwankwaso those days, you will see me. You will not see a third person before me.
Wow.
Or a second person.
But at what level did you part ways?
We didn't part. We are friends. We meet every day. What? We founded APC together with them, and we stayed. At a point, after 7 months, one day I was in Kwankwaso's house. We opened the television. They said Buhari had announced ministers, and we were the leaders of the party. We didn't know.
Yeah.
Single-handedly. He didn't. You know, Atiku was with us.
Yeah.
Atiku spent so much money, even though President spent more.
Yeah.
Kwankwaso spent. Everybody spent.
But finally, it was Buhari that got it. Did you have any regret that Buhari got it when you now ask others to actually support him in the last 8 years? Are we better off?
I thought we would have been better off. Yeah, you can be, even in a business venture, you can suffer loss at some time.
So are you now saying you suffer losses, or Nigerians suffer losses?
Nigerians, but many of us have begged Nigerians to forgive us.
Oh, you also begged Nigerians?
I did.
You spoke to people, especially in the South?
In the South.
Even though you are a pan-Nigerian person?
In my state. But then, Nigeria is a living thing. Nigeria, the country, Nigeria, is a living thing.
Right.
And it's going to live for at least for thousands of years. We have just spent 60 years.
So maybe Buhari will also be forgiven since we have
of course
more years.
More years. People, I mean, our leaders, if they don't do well, because look at America. They just, I think tomorrow is 4th.
Yeah.
4th July. They will be over to about 250
years of nationhood.
From nationhood. So Nigeria is a living thing. Nigeria has just been born. I think that people should not be in a hurry. All right? This issue of vote buying, rigging, they will die a natural death.
Oh, as the system is evolving.
It's evolving. They will die a natural death. Look, 8 years. You know, these days, if you become a governor now, you are looking at it.
Even though I'm a journalist, I don't know whether I will ever be a governor.
Look, part of me that you don't know, all right?
Yeah.
I was a founding member of a reporter.
Wow.
In the news agency of Nigeria. In 1978, between 78 and...
so you also reported before you veered up the track?
Of course, I'm a reporter. Okay. Once a reporter, always a reporter.
Yeah.
So, and in our days, I'm sure it's partly the same now, we became journalists because we didn't like evil. We wanted to fight bad system. I remember in 1978, I used to report for the news agency of Nigeria. There was a presidential candidate. I don't want to mention his name now.
This was ahead of the 1979.
Yes, good. Preparatory too.
So even if you don't want to mention the name, I can count Shagari, I can count Awolowo, Azikiwe, Malam Aminu Kano, Waziri Ibrahim.
Yes. And if I describe the person, you will know.
All right.
He came to our press center. Our press center used to be somewhere around the Hill Station Hotel in Jos.
Okay. In Jos. Okay.
He sat down. He had a packet of...
That's on Yakubu Gowon.
He had a packet of cigarette in his hands. I used to smoke.
Okay.
And suddenly we saw an aide of his bringing a bottle of White Horse whiskey and his glass.
Oh, my God.
Presidential candidate, don't call my name.
Yes.
So he just flipped a stick.
Yes.
I took.
Wow.
He got his lighter. I took. He brought his distance. I took.
We know who we are talking about.
Yes. So, and he had just split with his main party and his master.
Yes.
And founded his own party.
Yeah.
Taking part of the acronyms, taking part of the initials.
Yes, of that N. I remember. Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
That one had PP. This one had PP.
Yes.
So he thought we had become friends. That's to tell you about my beginning evolution. So the first question, I shared cigarette and the whiskey with him.
Yes.
The first question I asked him, I said, "Sir, don't you think people will see you as a traitor? Haven't split because if you were on the way to defeating MPN,
yes,
you have weakened their party. Why? You understand?
Yes.
So that will show you the vibrance, the vibrancy of our profession then.
Exactly.
All right. So when after the interview, after the press conference, yes, he came to Plateau State to announce himself.
Yes.
And then tell his story, which he wrote in a press briefing.
Paper like
to say why he did what he did and all that. In the end, brown envelopes were being shared.
Wow.
I stormed out with one of my friends who used to work for Nigerian Standard. We refused to take.
Wow.
We went away. That was it.
That's awesome.
We now moved from press center to his station itself.
Yeah, which is I like
I started drinking
500 meters.
Yes, meters. We went. So what I'm saying is, I have a little experience to say that any man who looks for a job, not any man, most people who look for jobs, who have a track record, are likely to do well.
Okay, so now there is this allegation against Abdullahi Adamu, which will most likely come up during the NEC meeting. Do you think he will survive that or not?
Yeah, I want to hazard a guess.
Okay.
He will survive.
All right, I'll hold you a break here.
Yes.
We'll go on a break, and when we return, you will give me reasons why you think he will survive it. Viewers, don't go away. We'll be back shortly.
That's great. It's good to see you.
Welcome back. If you are just joining, this is Daily Politics on Trust TV. Do well to follow the conversation across our social platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and watch us live on YouTube. I still have in the studio Chief Simon Curry, former national chairman of the Progressive People's Alliance and member of APC caucus. Welcome back to the program.
Thank you.
You said you've taken a big guess that Senator Abdullahi Adamu will survive.
Yes.
Why do you think he will survive? Because a lot of allegations are around him by Salihu Lukman, who is the national vice chairman. His vice is really a serious indictment.
Yeah, so it looks. But let me give you a little background.
All right.
Abdullahi Adamu was an imposition by Muhammadu Buhari.
Imposition?
Imposition on APC.
He wasn't the popular candidate at that time?
Many people wanted to be national chairman.
Yes.
But then, you know, in African politics, the boss
dictates the
tune. He was brought, and we welcomed him. And Abdullahi Adamu wasn't too popular.
How do you
but he had zeal to work.
Okay.
Especially.
Maybe he has the support of the cabal around the cabal.
Okay, good. Now, why I say he will survive is that BAT, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has got magnanimity in him. He's not on a hunt to drive everybody away.
Okay.
He's not on a hunt to smash into pieces. He's on a building mission. So many people had gone around saying, oh, they have sacked this person, they have sacked that person, if all those crises are allowed to fester, there will be implosion.
And there will be distraction.
Yeah. And politicians, especially our people who are angry or who are angered, I tell them to take it easy. You cannot have an elephant on your head and you'll be looking down to pick a snail.
Ah.
You know the size of snail.
Yes.
You see the size of, you see the meat.
You will end up throwing
everything.
the house.
So we have won the election.
Yes.
We are in power. And our leader is a negotiator. You understand?
But don't you think Abdullah Adamu's alleged crime is humongous?
I'm coming. He too, if Tinubu should ask his followers
yes.
to forgive, he should be able to forgive. Except the whole house says no. And that will be another crisis. If the whole house says they don't want Abdullah Adamu.
That is during the neck, for instance.
During the neck.
He
will not impose. He will not impose. But I believe, I know that people are begging for Abdullah Adamu.
Yes.
For survival. And I know those people may make him survive.
So, meaning you are hopeful that Senator Tinubu will ask the House to forgive if there are any infractions around Tinubu?
Of course, because this is too early. It's too early in the day.
To throw him out?
To throw him out.
But does this validate the allegations by Salihu Lukman that indeed Abdullah Adamu has erred?
I don't know the merits of Lukman's allegation.
All right. But he said he's dictatorial.
Yeah.
He also said certain money.
If Abdullah Adamu is dictatorial beyond measure, Lukman alone will not know. I will know too. Tinubu will know.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
What am I saying? What I'm saying is that if it is not beyond measure,
he will forgive.
He will survive 10th and 11th. If it's something the party can bear, he will survive. If it is something not tolerable, the whole house will say. And whatever that house, especially the neck, says, that is the party.
Because he also laid financial allegations against him, billions,
yes,
as he put it,
yes,
generated during sales of forms,
yes,
that the chairman could not account for.
There should be a committee, auditing committee looking into all this. If they do that and bring the report to NEC, and it is obvious that it cannot be borne, then he goes.
Okay, at the caucus, ahead of taking whatever you have to NEC, will you recommend the president to change direction when it comes to reward system in the APC? Because the outcry during Buhari was that APC had terrible reward system. Thousands of people who labored for the party were thrown out. Those who are aliens were brought in and they contributed to the failure of the party in the last 8 years. Is that correct?
Very correct. I can give you more information because you may not have more. I am not only a member of APC National Caucus. I was the pioneer caucus leader in Abia State.
Okay.
When we won the election, things didn't go the way of politics.
Yeah.
If you win the election, you have a list of people who worked. All right? People will go and do peace building. After then, everybody, the losers and the gainers, we come together, and not too many people are encouraged to go to court. We did all those things. And in my own case, just to add to what you just said,
yes,
it was agreed that, every state, go and get list. Buhari, I must have trashed the list.
Or it was not taken to him by the cabal?
Everything was taken. All the 36 states plus Abuja, 50 names. He didn't look at any of it. Of course, before the boards were announced, many of those people had died.
Oh my God.
And the list of dead men.
It was actually so sensational in newspapers that
they had died. And the day, I just told you now, the day I was in Kwankwaso's house, we read news, we listened to news.
Yeah.
That ministers, many of my colleagues,
Yes.
ran away, went on exile.
Oh my God.
They went to Ghana, to those places, and went away. But then, some of them got their names inside there, they came back. They came back from Ghana.
After
many months, almost a year. So, our leader, you know, Tinubu was the only man called national leader of APC. It was not in the constitution.
Yeah.
But nobody, knowing his efforts, you can't question it. All right? You couldn't question it. He was the leader, and thank God today he's still the leader. So, a man like Tinubu will not do this kind of thing.
So
That's what I expect.
You think he will carry people?
Of course.
Along.
He's a rewarder.
But when I saw the list of, you know, campaign directorates,
Yes.
it was huge. Almost all Nigerians will get appointment. So, yeah. Don't you think this will be a burden to government trying to compensate all party members and all that?
Oh,
at the detriment of the poor who want service delivery, who want clinics to go to, who want good schools, who want agric input?
Let us not let us not forecast.
Okay.
Let us. I keep telling you that Tinubu has a reference point.
Okay.
Do you know the population of Lagos?
It's huge.
It's huge. I think Lagos is the biggest state in Nigeria. And he carried everybody along.
The most popular state, in terms of population. Yeah. Landmass, Niger, yeah.
No, but we're talking about human beings.
Yeah.
We're not talking about trees.
Yes.
So he has a way of compensating those who ought to be compensated. That you smuggle your name into campaign council doesn't mean you did any work.
All right.
All right? And doesn't mean you must get appointed.
He knows the real food
He knows
soldiers.
the real people. And he knows people who will get the job done. All right? You know our society, anybody can be on the campaign if you meet the right people. All the people that are on the campaign list, campaign council list, were not known to Tinubu.
All right.
They were not. So there must be a way. Don't worry.
Okay, he's been accused of unnecessarily meddling in the affairs of the National Assembly. Most likely tomorrow, majority leader, minority leader, deputy majority leader, deputy minority leader, chief whip, and all that will actually emerge. Very likely when they resume, especially in the Senate. Why do you think the president and those around him are so fixated with the National Assembly?
You see, this is not correct.
Okay.
And every political party that wins election must lobby to have its way. It is for the opposition to ensure that the ruling party doesn't have its way. Don't forget, politics is about struggle.
Yeah.
Political power, you don't get it if you don't fight for it.
You have to grab it.
I'm not talking about physical fight.
Yes, but
lobbying is the tool. All right? Who wouldn't like? You were a journalist, but I am also.
Yeah, you say you practiced at the time.
Not practice. I don't. People say a doctor, once a doctor, always.
Yeah, a journalist always a journalist.
Yes, if I see bad news, if I see bad headline, I will know. If I were to be president, I will wish to control the House, especially if I have majority. I will wish.
You will wish to put it in your pocket?
I not pocket how? See.
To dictate, to make it rubber stamp?
No, listen to me. Listen to this. And I hope people listening to this our conversation.
They are watching us.
Yes, I hope they will think about what I want to say.
Okay.
I said, when we started, Nigeria is like a living thing. Nigeria is just developing. Nigeria is just trying to root out corruption, root out nepotism, root out, you're a Christian, I'm a Muslim, you are Igbo, I'm Yoruba. At a point,
Default lines.
in this our life, in this country, it will mean nothing to be Yoruba or Igbo.
You are so optimistic about some of this.
This is how countries will our own be different. I have read, I have seen, all right? Arabs, Jews, Igbos, Hausas, we go to other countries. Look, the other day I was listening to CNN. These people who cross the canal from France to into listen, they were being chased. People say no, don't chase them. In fact, some of them were put in a hotel. A British government is paying for them.
Yeah.
And they said they don't like where they are. Who brought you here? He smuggled yourself. He said, don't like where you are putting me together with another man too. They said the natives say no, don't put two strangers in one room. As if they have a right. But they have human rights. So the people, so I'm telling you, sooner than later, in this country,
Nigeria will be fine.
Nigeria will be fine, and tribe won't be a problem, religion won't be a problem, culture, you eat dog, I don't eat dog, you should be killed. It will no longer be a problem. So what I'm saying is that if you are my president and you appoint me to be a judge or a Senate president, and you bring a bill, all right, that is against human rights, I will not sign it.
You will not accept that.
Because of my level of development.
Yeah.
All right? So let nobody destroy Nigeria, thinking Nigeria is the worst country on earth. No.
So you believe
Nigeria will evolve.
So you believe the
And it takes time.
you believe the meddlesomeness of the presidency and the APC.
You don't call it meddlesomeness.
Okay, well, how do I put it?
It's lobbying. All right?
Are you sure it's lobbying?
Lobbying is allowed in politics.
But it's external influence, right?
No. See, the press sometimes, they are doing their job.
Okay.
But it may be because I'm a journalist.
Yeah.
If Tinubu were a journalist, he wouldn't do it that way. I will do the same thing he's done. I'll do it behind. I will not announce that this is not done. But I'm saying he's done. That's his style. And he has worked. And again, you will, if, for instance, we have the House in terms of numbers, my party.
Yeah, your APC. Yeah.
And somebody is inside the House somewhere plotting to gather opposition people and then get some of my own. If there's anything I will do it.
To checkmate that person.
I will let it happen. I would. We won.
So will you now like someone who will toy the line of APC all through as opposition leader? And at the end of the day, do you think it will actually all go well for even the ruling party if you don't have strong opposition in the House of Reps and in the Senate?
See, this question, I don't know how. I cannot be.
Yeah.
I cannot be in the ruling party and be in opposition.
Yeah, I understand.
It's not my business.
Yeah.
All right?
But you hope that the president will get it right in the National Assembly.
The thing going well for the president.
Yes.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a true patriot. Bola has been in exile for the cause of this country.
After the June 12.
All right? And from what he has done so far, I see that these fears need not be there. And you must believe in something.
Because I'm actually voicing the fears of Nigerians. That is why you see I'm really insisting, asking the question.
Nigerians have been deceived too many times.
Okay.
There are people who have ruled this country who had the trust of Nigerians, Nigerians are not the worst set of human beings in this world. They are not the most tribalistic. They are not the worst religious bigots. We were in this country when Igbos, Hausa, Yoruba voted Abiola.
Yes.
We were in this country when Igbos, Yorubas, Rivers people, South, voted their own brother out.
Yeah.
All right? So they must fear. It's up to Tinubu to allay their fears by what he does in the first year, the second, the third.
Yeah, and you said within 3 years,
yes,
you will take
the fourth year. The way I trust Tinubu, after the third year,
yes,
I will not wait 8 years that I waited with Buhari.
Are you regretting you waited for 8
not.
years? Are you regretting you waited for 8 years?
What are you talking about? I will leave Tinubu after 3 years if he does, of course.
We are putting this on the record, but some members of your party nocturnally are expressing fears that in the formation of cabinet, many of them will not make it.
Must they make it? Must everybody make it? What do you mean by that? Most of them, wow, you can't have more than 40 ministers. Do you have 40 people in Nigeria, in APC?
No.
Anybody that gets you, say Alhamdulillah. Anybody that doesn't get, should also say thank God. Tinubu, if you don't perform, he will remove you in 2 years.
Yeah.
And the man
will not be like Buhari.
The man
keeping them for 8 years.
We are talking about.
You laugh.
We are talking about Tinubu.
Is it that you have forgotten Buhari, Chief?
No. Okay. I never came on TV to talk
denigrate,
to talk about Buhari, either to denigrate or to praise.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. So can't you see that after 3 years, if I leave Tinubu, can't you see that I have a reason to do that?
Yeah.
After I come and sell myself to Nigerians to say, if you look at me, you will know that I'm not the type who is looking chua-chua.
Yeah.
If I'm not fat, you can see that I can bear hunger. I can say no to bribe.
Yes.
Maybe not all the time.
That's why maybe you came this far. This quick question that I want you to answer. Many smaller parties die along the way. And there is this fear that we have about 8 now in the National Assembly, but most likely they will fizzle out into either PDP or APC. Why are young parties dying early, like your Progressive People's Alliance? I remember 2003, then you had 2 governors, right? You had quite a number of senators, House of Reps members, but this party in
several states, not just Igbo states.
Yes, it has disappeared.
In northern states.
Your party, which you actually pioneered here, and many others, they have all fizzled out.
Yeah, I still call for patience. I still call on Nigerians to be patient.
Okay.
Let us grow along. Let us give time for growth.
Okay.
The reason why smaller parties fizzle out is anchored on the evils of underdevelopment.
Okay.
You see, I laugh, having been a national chairman of a party that once had 2 governors, 2 senators.
Yes.
Because Chukwuberije was elected on PPA platform.
Yes.
At a point, Senator Uche Ekunife ran for Anambra State governorship.
Yes.
And decamped to PPA.
Yes.
So we had 2 senators. We had 4, PPA had 4 House of Reps members.
Yes.
And had 24 State Assembly members.
Yes.
Had 2 state, they had a total of 24. They had some in Bayelsa.
It was actually spreading.
PPA had in PPA had in
Taraba. Yes,
too.
I remember, yeah.
PPA had a local government chairman.
Yeah.
Somewhere in Cross River. And in Sokoto, we had a council.
Yes.
And so, if a party like that, when the governors left, when the governor leaves your party, you lose money. The second one left. The senator left.
Oh my God.
All right?
And the party
all the state assembly members left.
Oh my God.
On an election day,
yeah,
you need structure. Do you know what is structure?
Of course, people are the
structure is human. Structure is not a house.
And finances, yeah.
Good.
Human beings and finances.
No matter how enthusiastic
you are,
a politician is, there's requirement for logistics.
And if they are not there, you cannot go in.
There's nothing you can do.
All right. Thank you very much, Chief. Definitely we'll bring you back to talk on party politics and how to strengthen the smaller parties, because you have a lot to say, but we have run out of time.
Okay.
Thank you for coming to the program.
Thank you.
Because we've been all this while with Chief Simon Kire, former National Chairman of Progressive People's Alliance, member of National Caucus of the All Progressive Congress, and pioneer leader of Caucus, Abia State of the ruling party. We hope you enjoyed the program. Join us tomorrow for another interesting package. For now, bye-bye. I'm Hamza Idris.